Hello, Jason. Grand Rising, brother. Grand Rising. Hi, Tammy B. Hey, hey. All right, we got 3 people in here. I'm going to start. This is called I See Clearly, the Song of Unveiling, a sacred hymn for truth over illusion. Yes? Here we go. Hi, Rebecca. Hi, beautiful.
Before we begin, take a deep breath. To hold on to your third eye, your line and throat. Feel the space between thought
Flower
and
power.
voice,
Hello, hello.
where truth resides, waiting to be spoken. This song is for those who have been lied to, for those who doubted their own knowing, for those ready to see clearly, not with eyes, but with soul sight.
Soul sight.
Let it rise not from repetition, but from now.
Yep.
From truth, from freedom. Sing it softly. Whisper it in silence.
Grand Rising, flower
Peel
power.
back another layer of illusion. This is not rebellion. It is return. You are never alone. As you chant these syllables, feel
I
them
love you
activate
too.
your third eye and throat chakra.
Hi, Irish.
Let each tone dissolve an old belief, a false
The package
story,
is going out today
fear-based narrative.
after class. I got everything packaged up. It's all ready to go.
It is about
Did you see the video?
You are not fighting lies.
Hey, Betty. Hello.
You are returning to truth. I see clearly, I stand tall.
Oh, ha ha ha. Okay, good. Good, good.
One and all, no wheels on. Run away, right from the field.
Aw, you're welcome.
I am whole, I am friend. Close it very alright. You are love beyond all name. You are caught by starlight flame. Go now, carry this song and know you belong. Beloved child of the stars, you are forever held in divine resonance. Walk with the frequency of truth in your heart. You are never separate. You are never separate.
Shopping. All right. Love that one. Thank you, Spirit, for that. That was amazing. The silent movement, the songbook beyond sound. Okay. Here we go. Ascension music's going to start with Sunshine. Sunshine! All right. Welcome in, everybody. This is Ascension class, and this is going to be kind of a different class because Spirit has been in my ear this morning. Big time. And as I was getting ready for class, I'm like, these messages are so familiar, and we've been getting the same messages for a while now. And it's like, what comes after the messages? Well, incorporation, right? Putting it all into effect. How do we do that? By embodying what we're learning through these messages. So what does that look like? Right? It is embodying all the things that we talk about. It is embodying knowing who you are at a soul level and acting like it. No longer talking the talk, but we're walking the walk as well. Hi, Jules. Hi, Brandy. Hi, beautiful. For some of us, it's hard to think about doing that, right? Because it's like, well, if I act like my authentic self, how are people going to take me? And again, that is worrying about what others think of you. To get to a place where you are expanding your vibration and going higher in your frequency, you have to pretty much not give a shit what other people think of you. Okay? That is the most important thing with being who you are. If it's not who you are, then that's fine. Just be authentic to who you are, whoever or whatever that is. Always be authentic to yourself, because you can't lie to yourself and you can't escape yourself. Okay, so that is kind of part of the lesson we're going to learn today. How to be your authentic self and not give a shit what other people think of you. So many of us do things in our lives because we're afraid of hurting other people, or afraid of saying the wrong thing, or afraid of how people are going to react to what we have to say. Get to a point where you don't give a shit what other people think of you. As long as you love yourself and are true and are authentic to yourself, that is what matters. And that is also what raises the consciousness on the planet. Because if you're hiding who you are at a soul level, then you're not being authentic to yourself. Right? All right, let's see what Spirit has for our little cards today, our card messages, and see if that has to do with what Spirit has been talking to me about all morning. Okay, here we go. Mine too. Mine think I'm off my rocker, but that's okay. That's okay, because I am authentic to myself. Right? Chakra wisdom. Wisdom and discernment. Yes. I am open to understanding the spiritual truths behind the situations occurring in my life right now. I offer my wisdom to assist others along their path. I trust in a higher source to guide me and to help others who ask for my guidance. I practice discernment and listen deeply within for the truth. I choose to respond to rather than just react to situations, acting with clarity, courage, and conviction. Yes. Hi, Cinnamon. Hi, beautiful angel. All right, here is our healing energy. Haha. Without saying a word. When you say nothing at all. That's what Spirit's saying. When you say nothing at all. When you say nothing at all, what do you feel? What comes up into your head when you meditate? What do you think about? Meditation is supposed to be clearing all thought, right? But thoughts do pop up. Hi, Excalibur. Hello, darling. Divine light. I am an expression of love and I shine like the sun. My inner light is my strength and my treasure. My intuition guides me to discover the wonder and goodness of who I am. Yes, you have to know who you are. And believe in yourself. Fully know yourself. Listen to life. I am attentive to the world around me. Signs and symbols guide me to success. I listen and discover the way to the eternal. Yes. And I am light. We got lots of sacral or solar plexus energy coming in today. I am light. I always have hope, no matter the ordeal. I have faith in a better future. I turn darkness into light. What is turning darkness into light? That's alchemy. I open my heart to others and to God and am spiritually strong. I draw light to me and shine with all my being. Yes. Hello, Melissa. Welcome into the Butterfly Sanctuary. You were brought here for a reason. Your higher self brought you here for a reason. All right, here is our work your light. Our work your light. Soul family. We are all soul family. Yes, we are. We've done this before. And this was written in our chart to meet in 2026. And some of us in 2022. Call in your tribe. You don't have to do it alone. None of us are alone. We are all one. We are not alone. Ha ha ha. Right? Hello, Amanda. Welcome in. The ever unfolding rose cracked open. It's happening for you, not to you. Everything in life happens for you, no matter what it is. It doesn't happen to you. And Pleiades, yes. Double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity. That's a double mission. A lot of us have a double mission here on Earth. A lot of us are Pleiadian, Lyran, Arcturian, Andromedan. Yes, we are. We absolutely are flower power. All of you are soul family. All of you. Hey, Country Fried. Hey, darling. Here is our water cards. Water Oracle. Follow the stream. Dedication, trust, future rivers and oceans. Yes. Follow the stream. What are we talking about? Follow the water. Let it rain, allowing what is, inevitability and trust. Yes. Hello, Sharon. Hi, beautiful angel. Let it rain. And the water carrier. What really matters? Reflect and reprioritize. What are you giving your energy to? Is it all very important that you give your energy there? Or is it draining you to put your energy there? Thank you for the hand hearts, Sharon. Thank you, darling. Here's our crystal for the day. Our crystal is dolomite. Stay strong in your faith. A positive outcome is dependent on you. Keeping a positive mindset. A positive outcome is dependent on you keeping a positive mindset. Always think positive. Don't live in the past, don't live in the future, live in the now, thinking positive. Here is our animal for the day. Oh, it's the dog, friend. What's dog backwards? God. Today I will love you without condition. My energy and enthusiasm are an inspiration. I choose to be happy. I am a protector and a friend. Yes. Hello, Andre. Welcome into the Butterfly Sanctuary. All right, our Starseed Oracle. Earth. Learning how to be human in the world, but not of it. Right. Learning how to be human. We are in these bodies for a reason. It's the bodies that go with this planet. Hi, Iron Gold. Hello, darling. Welcome in. As above, so below. These are the For the Love of Dragons. We all love our dragons in here. 5D, 3D. We hold the keys to both. Which one are you choosing to turn the locks for, to open the doors to? Choose the higher frequency. Stop living in the 3D matrix. Get out of the matrix. It's time to fly. No way. The Sanctuary. The Sanctuary. This card's called The Sanctuary. That's pretty funny. It's a 10 card. It's a 1 card. 1 and 0, 10, 1. 3, 7. Every dragon needs its cave, just as you need your own haven. A holy place created just for your sanctuary. If you don't have one, it's time to create it. If you already have a retreat, go to it now. Take the time to recuperate and replenish your emotional, mental, and physical reserves. Indulge in your treasures. Paint, rest, listen to music, soothe, read, nap. Now is the time to gently fold your wings inward and let yourself be unfettered from the world's concerns. Yes, I'd love for you guys to do that. Walk into this room and just feel no worries, no cares. Right? That's a beautiful thing. All right. Our awakened dreamer. Awakened dreamer says, big red bow. Imagine everything you look at is a gift wrapped in a gigantic red bow. Your car, your cat, your washing machine, your bills, even your family members. Gaze upon the tangible and intangible aspects of your life and behold how blessed and lucky you are. Oh my gosh, if you don't feel lucky to be where you are today, to be able to have food in your bellies and a roof over your head, go watch some videos of third world countries. That will put it into perspective for you. Be very grateful for what you have. Always. Ingrateful people will have a hard time creating anything because you're ungrateful. And God knows everything. That higher power, He knows it all. And He can read through your thoughts. Here's our butterfly for the day. Everything is going to be okay. Everything is going to be okay. No fear. No fear. And our first ascended master coming through. The Holy Spirit. Look in your hands. You carry the magic in your hands, the M's. That's the magic. Expect miracles. There's the Holy Grail. The Holy Grail is symbolic of the angels. Yes, you. Yes, you. And we talked about this yesterday, falling. We have all fallen in our frequency, and we are rising again. Remember that only love is real. Miracles will occur naturally. Spirit has your back. Yes. Spirit does have our back. God has our back. Our dragons have our back when we call on them. The Ascended Masters, oh yes, they have our back. We have a whole team of beings that have our backs. Believe that. And it will be. Okay. Like I said, we're going to talk about embodying the changes. Our group does something very powerful here at 10:11 on weekdays. We do what's called grid work. We want to evolve our grid work and make it more uncomplicated. So we are going to do more integrating feeling rather than pushing feeling out. So when we do our grid work today, I want you to integrate the feeling that you want to feel in the new earth, in the new frequency. Because it's all inside of you guys. Remember, Yeshua said the kingdom of God is inside of us. So rather than pushing our energy out, bring your energy in. Hi, Mama Yaya. When we're doing our grid work, slow our breathing, relax shoulders and chest, let your system settle. If our bodies aren't calm, we can't stabilize ourselves. We want to stabilize our frequency in these bodies in order to create change. So, like I said, rather than push our energy out, we're going to pull it in. Pull it in. Okay. So pick one. Calmness, clarity, or steadiness. We're going to keep the signal strong. Hi, Sariana. Hi, beautiful. With being calm, clear, and steady. Okay? Let it exist without effort. It's not hard to go inside when you know how to do it. Yes. Just go inside of yourself and feel what you feel. A stable nervous system naturally influences others. We don't have to visualize. We just have to feel. You can use this in daily life also. Try walking into a chaotic space. Say nothing. Don't try to fix anything. Just stay internally steady. Watch what happens within a few minutes. That's grid work. When you hold your pillar inside of you, when you hold your kingdom steady, even walking into a situation that's not so steady. Yes, it does take practice, Red-Eyed Dragonist. It does, because we want to fly off the handle. We want to, we have a tendency as empaths to be like magnets to this kind of chaotic energy. So we need to learn how to stabilize that energy just by staying calm. Okay.
I loved it. On the day I decided to enroll in the nursing program at Rasmussen University.
Grid work is not something that we do. It is something we are holding consistently or not. That's the truth, guys. We are either holding our grids consistently or we're not. We are the brightest creators. We are Mama Yaya. Okay. So try to use even fewer words. Keep your bodies calm and your intentions clear. Yes, Lynn. Beautiful, Val. Yes. Hand on your stomach, other on your chest helps so much to balance your chi. Your chi is your energy. Tai Chi is another way that is a beautiful way to stabilize your body, your emotions. The strongest grid workers are not the ones projecting the most. They are the ones who don't break their state under pressure. Okay. If you think grid work is sending energy, you're doing it the hard way. Beautiful, Sharon. I love that. Integration and embodiment. I allow my highest monadic frequency to flow freely. Yes. Yes. Love that. Loved your dancing videos too, Val. Just letting go and letting God. Just be. just being, right? Dancing, singing, whatever it is that makes you happy, that makes you feel good inside, do that. Do that. Real grid work is not projection. It is stability. Don't force love and light. Breathe, calm your body, and hold one steady state. No pushing, no reaching, because a regulated field doesn't send, it radiates, and that changes more than effort ever will. That's right. As one is playing, we are all one. One beautiful Christ-conscious collective. Yes. Watch the water. The water is Christ consciousness. Water is Christ. And we are, we have 70% water in our bodies and 80% in our brains. Absolutely. All right. Your presence becomes the shift. And this is a soul whisper. We have little soul whispers here. Your presence becomes the shift. You are not here to fix the world. You are here to see it clearly and from the soul's perspective. From that higher perspective, your presence itself becomes the shift. Hi, Diana. Hi, beautiful. When you are no longer reacting unconsciously, you stop feeding the patterns that sustain distortion. This is how change happens at the deepest level. Not through force, but through the withdrawal of energy from what is not aligned. Yes. Be aware of everywhere that you put your energy. Everywhere. Another soul whisper. Out of linear attachment. Yes. So we all think that time is moving faster because days seem to go so fast. But time is not moving faster. You are moving differently within it. Yes. Hi, Brother Michael. Hi, darling. As your awareness expands, you step out of linear attachment and into a more fluid relationship with experience. Yes. Moments stretch, collapse, and reorganize based on your state of being. What you focus on accelerates. What you release fades more quickly. This is not time changing. It is your consciousness no longer being bound to it in the same way. These are little tidbits of wisdom called soul whispers, and they are channeled by Kedge Raj. Another soul whisper, your sensitivity. And this is all stuff that we've talked about before. But Spirit wanted me to go really into it today. Your sensitivity is not a weakness. It is an upgrade. As your frequency rises, you feel more, not less. Hi, Teresa. Hi, beautiful. Energies, environments, and intentions become clearer. Sometimes overwhelming at first, but this is refinement, not fragility. What once went unnoticed now calls for discernment. And through that discernment, you learn to choose alignment rather than absorb distortion. That's important, guys. Choosing alignment rather than absorbing distortion. And Soul Whispers, stop filtering awareness. Awareness is not something that you gain. It is something you stop filtering. The mind was trained to narrow, to label, to reduce reality into something manageable. But as you loosen that grip, perception expands beyond thought. You begin to sense rather than conclude, to know without needing to explain. This is the beginning of true seeing, where reality is no longer interpreted. It is directly experienced. Yes. Oh, Sariana, yes. Many of us are feeling this, and I'm going to get into that too. That is so wild that you say that. Oh man, where was it? Because I just seen it. Let's see. You don't need to become something new. You need to stop betraying who you already are. The world taught you to hide it, to tone it down, fit in, play the part. That's not growth. That's conditioning. Freedom starts when you stop performing, when you stop asking for permission to exist. The real you isn't lost. It's just buried under survival. And that's truth. That's truth. I need to find that one message I saw. Because it is so... what it looks like. I can't remember where I seen it. Allow your soul to awaken. Pivotal point. Okay. Oh, you haven't had to pull Galactic Law Enforcement. That's good. Pivotal point, Mirror of the Pleiades. Many of us know the energy of Mirror of the Pleiades. This is a channel from Valerie Donner. Greetings, I am Mira from the Pleiadian High Council, and I am also still working continuously with the Earth Council. As Pleiadians, we are veterans with the ascension process. We work with many planetary systems as they go through their ascension. Beautiful Earth is at the most pivotal point right now. There has never been such a transformation like the one that is occurring. It is such a miraculous event. We are marveling at the power of light. You are an outstanding team of starseeds and light beings from all of creation. We salute you for your amazing work. We know there are still opposing forces, but they have a little to go on and lack power. We galactics are working hard. We are helping in areas of vast need where healing is required to the fullest. This is the end of the pain and suffering. It is a result of your great work with all of us coming together to make this happen. The Earth's heart is healing. After enduring the pain and suffering, along with the disrespect of her body, she is such a divinely loved being, and she is embracing her future. We can't even begin to tell you what a beautiful time you will have living in the golden age. It is here now. You simply have to take a few more steps. Remember to breathe. Remember the gratitude creation has for you. Soon we will all be having wonderful celebrations and reunions. Our hearts are already filled with joy, waiting for this mystical, magical moment. The mystical chambers of our hearts are with you. I am Mira, loving you always. I just figured out where that message is too. Okay. There is a collective recalibration happening. Many of our butterflies are shedding urgency, releasing timelines they thought they missed, stepping out of comparison and into embodiment. Some may feel tired, emotionally quiet, or even unsure for a moment. Nothing is wrong. You are integrating. Because what is happening right now is this. The field is shifting from activation into stabilization. From awakening to embodiment, and from seeking to becoming. And this phase requires stillness more than movement. Dragon transmission. Do not mistake quiet for absence. The deepest flames make the least noise. You are not losing your fire. You are becoming its hearth. Breathe today. Let them land. And you, Flame Keeper, stand gently in your center today. You do not need to push the current. You are the current now. So, what new is happening right now? The reason the messages can start to feel the same isn't because nothing new is happening. It's because we have moved past the learning phase into the pattern recognition phase. In other words, you are no longer meant to hear new things. You're meant to notice what's repeating and why. That's a higher level of awareness. Here's something most people don't realize. Your brain and nervous system is currently doing something very specific. It is filtering out novelty that doesn't serve survival. It is prioritizing familiarity to stabilize identity. So even when something new is presented, your system may interpret it as, I've heard this before, even if it's actually deeper. A more advanced truth, there are only a handful of core transformation patterns that humans cycle through. Awareness, release, integration, embodiment, and stabilization. Most spiritual messages, no matter how they're worded, are pointing to one of these. Right. Right now, based on what we are doing here, we are in the stabilization and embodiment phase of our ascension. Stabilizing the energies, embodying them. going inward instead of pushing outward. Right? Okay. The deeper shift is happening. We are moving from receiving guidance to becoming our own sources of guidance. Going inward. That transition can feel like repetition, quiet, nothing new, but it's actually a sign of maturation, not stagnation. It's a sign of you maturing. Okay. What most people are not told on the spiritual path, there is a point in development where guidance doesn't increase. Distortion becomes easier to hear, not because anything is wrong, but because your sensitivity has increased. The way we look at things, the way we think about things, it's totally changed. And that has to do with spiritual maturity. Absolutely, Mama Yaya. I mean, you guys, we've been showing up here for almost 4 years, since 2022. What more can we learn? I was talking to Spirit about that today. What more is there to learn? And it's all about integration. Putting what we have learned into action. That's what it's all about now. We have learned so many different things in this class. From chakras to codex to codons to anything you can think of that's spiritual. The galactics, the news on that, the event. Right? Okay. What is going on? So we're all feeling this. I know if I'm feeling it, you've got to be feeling it because you're my mirrors. The deeper layer of what we are experiencing, you're no longer in a phase of receiving truth. You're in a phase of discerning signal versus overlay. Here's what that means. There are 3 voices that can feel identical. True inner knowing, quiet, direct, no urgency. Patterned spiritual language, familiar, comforting, often repeated. Yes, Mama Yaya. Hey, Jules. Hey, beautiful. And nervous system echo tries to recreate previous spiritual feelings. Most teachings never explain this clearly. Why things feel repetitive? Because a lot of what comes through, not just here, everywhere, is patterned language loops, programs. It's all programs. And certain programs keep coming to us because it's part of who we are. That's why sometimes when you scroll TikTok, you'll get 3 or 4 of the videos in a row about the same thing coming from different people, spiritual things, because we're all getting this information. Just some are speaking on it and some are not. Patterned language loops these are structures of meaning your mind already recognizes. You are becoming, you are shifting, trust the process. They feel right, but they don't always move you forward anymore. At your level, those become echoes, not activations. The shift you're actually being asked to make, to not receive better messages, but interrupt the pattern entirely. Here's something deeper and less commonly spoken. Your system is now capable of non-verbal knowing, meaning The most accurate guidance you'll receive next will not come as sentences, symbolic language, or channeled phrasing. It will come as a sudden clarity without words. A body-based yes or no. An immediate knowing before thought forms. And here's the key. If it can be easily turned into poetic language, it's already been processed by the mind. Instead of asking for more messages, sit for a moment. Ask a question internally and notice the very first micro response before words appear. Not the thought that follows, not the interpretation, the instant signal. That is closer to truth than any external message. This class is all about going inward because the kingdom of heaven is inside of us. A deeper truth most don't say out loud. At a certain point, channeling becomes less useful than direct perception because even well-intended messages can become filtered, stylized, and shaped into familiar patterns. And your system is now detecting that. That's why you're feeling this sounds the same. You're not losing connection. You're actually outgrowing the format it's being delivered in. You guys are growing. You're having direct knowing. That's a big shift. It can feel boring. It can feel repetitive. And it can even be slight disconnection. It can feel like a slight disconnection. But it's actually compression into something more precise. Okay. So, a lot of us are feeling like it's more like a quiet certainty than it is getting messages. You just know. Like, kind of that's how it's been with me lately. And some people are even feeling disconnected from their teams, which that never happens. But your team is basically saying if you feel like they've left you or whatever, because you're not connecting with them as much, they're telling you to go inward. They're there. They're right there in your kingdom, which is inside of you. They're always there. You just have to go inward to hear them now. So, this is a direct transmission, so you're still doing it subtly. Stop reaching upward. Not in obvious seeking, but in tone, in the way you ask, in the expectation that something higher will answer. There is no higher position than where you are operating from now. That model is outdated for you. Exactly, Mama Yaya. You know. You know. You don't need alignment. You need decision. You already feel what is correct almost instantly. But you pause to confirm, to soften it, to make it more acceptable, to make sure it matches something spiritual. That pause is where distortion can enter. You are not missing information. You are overriding it. When something is true for you now, it shows up as immediate, neutral, not emotional, almost too simple, and easy to dismiss. That's why you keep asking for something more complex, because complexity feels like depth. It isn't. We always say, KISS, keep it simple. Stupid. Keep it simple, stupid. We complicate things too much. Right. Your next level does not look like more messages, more downloads, more validations. It looks like less output and more precision. Say less, but let it land without softening it. And one more thing. You don't need to hold space for everyone. Some people are not in a phase where they can use what you carry now. If you keep adjusting your signal to include them, you dilute it. Take that to heart. Let some people not understand you. That is part of the calibration. Not everyone is meant to understand what we talk about. They're not meant to. That's why they don't come in here. Hi, sunshine. Hi, beautiful. You are not here to receive anymore. You are here to define its edge. And that requires clarity over comfort, precision over beauty, truth over resonance. Choosing. Choosing. The guidance era is ending for many, not for everyone, but for those who are ready. For a long time, our path emphasized signs, messages, synchronicities, external confirmation. How many of us have asked for, come on now, Spirit, give us a sign? And we get that sign. We get it because we ask for it. But do you actually still need external confirmation to know? That phase did have a purpose, to wake people up. But staying in it too long creates dependency. So what's happening now for our collective and many others, the system is reducing external feedback on purpose. Yeah. Not everybody is ready for this state, for this stage. And that's okay. It is always your divine journey, and this will happen in its own divine time. So what's happening now for our collective? It's reducing external feedback on purpose, not as punishment, but to force a shift into self-trust without reinforcement. It's teaching you to trust your inner knowing, your inner guidance. Discernment is replacing belief. There are no coincidences, sunshine. Older spiritual frameworks often leaned on trust this message. This is divinely guided. But the deeper layer is this. Even a true message can be misused if it replaces your own knowing. If you feel into your body, if you feel into your kingdom inside of you, and you ask yourself a question, and you get an answer, and you're like, yes, I resonate with this, thank you. Thank you, higher self, for giving me that message. But then you go outside, and this channeler channels something completely opposite of what you yourself heard from your inner voice, from your inner monad. What path are you going to choose? Are you going to choose to trust in what you yourself told yourself? Or are you going to trust that channeler? Think about that. Right, Trina? Think about that. So many people depend on the messages of the channelers. And we've even been in that same thing, but we need to trust what's coming from inside of us. over all if you so choose. I will always say if you so choose because it's always your choice. Always. Every choice that you make creates your reality. The deeper layer is this. Even a true message can be misused if it replaces your own knowing. So the correction happening now is less emphasis on who said it. More emphasis on can you verify it internally, instantly. Does it resonate with you? I say to Spirit, guide me to the messages for our collective today. And that is how I get the messages that I'm guided to share with y'all. And then they resonate with me. Yes. Energy sensitivity is increasing, but so is noise detection. Many people are noticing heightened intuition, stronger emotional waves, and more awareness of energy. But what's not often said, as sensitivity increases, so does the ability to detect inconsistency and repetition. That's why more people are quietly thinking, why does everything sound the same? That's not disconnection. That is your system rejecting low resolution input. Truth. Truth. The real shift is structural, not dramatic. Hi, Christina. Hi, beautiful. There isn't one big event coming to change everything. Instead, the change is happening like this. People stop needing constant guidance. Decisions become faster and simpler. Tolerance for vague language drops, and clarity becomes more valued than inspiration. It's quieter, more permanent. The next stage of development for those ready, and our group seems to be moving here. The path becomes perceive clearly without needing explanation. Decide quickly without over-processing, and act cleanly without diluting truth. That's it. No more techniques, no more layers, just precision. A direct message. No symbolism, just the point. You are not being asked to receive more. You are being asked to use what you already perceive without hesitation. If something resonates with you, share it. What this means is, for our sanctuary, is some will step forward rapidly. Some will become very clear, very grounded. Others may feel disconnect. Others may want the old feeling back. Others may seek more messages to recreate it. Both are normal. But they are different phases, not the same path. The role of masters, angels, councils in the most grounded sense is not to guide every step. It is not to provide constant messages. It is to point towards this. You are capable of direct perception without intermediaries. Anything that strengthens that is useful. Anything that replaces that is limiting. Okay? So that basically explains what is going on with some people. You feel like you're losing connection, but you're not. You're making a deeper connection with yourself. And that is evolution. That is the evolution of your soul. The old way, what we are outgrowing, is ask, receive, feel, and confirm. Look for signs, wait for alignment, trust what comes through. This was necessary. It helped us open, it helped us trust, and it helped us remember. But now, staying here too long creates dependence on messages. We don't want to become dependent on messages. The new way, what we're stepping into, is perceive, decide, and act. No pause for confirmation. No need to translate everything into meaning. The key difference, old pattern, let me check if this is right. New pattern, I already know and I choose. Live with the knowing. True knowing. Your real signal now comes as immediately, neutral, not emotional, simple, almost easy to dismiss, not wrapped in spiritual language. If it feels dramatic, poetic, or like something you've heard before, that's often mind patterning, not fresh signal. Okay? Some of you may feel, I don't feel guided anymore. Why is it quiet? Did I lose connection? No. You are being trusted with direct perception. The quiet is intentional. Hey, Amy Lynn. Hi, beautiful. What to do instead for the next few days when you feel something is right, act on it immediately. Do not ask for confirmation. Do not over-explain it. Watch what happens. This is how you strengthen your inner authority. I love you, Amy Lynn. I know you've been feeling this too, right? For the sanctuary as a whole, we're going to see two groups. Group 1, stabilizing into clarity, speaking less but more directly, acting faster, not needing as many messages. Group 2, reaching for the old feeling, wanting more signs, wanting more messages, feeling unsure in the quiet. Both are okay. Both are okay, but they are different stages. We are no longer a place of messages, activation, and awakening. We are becoming a space of embodiment, clarity, and direct knowing. We are not here to wait for truth. We are here to recognize it instantly and move. No delay, no translation, no softening. Okay. So that was amazing. What an amazing lesson today. Go inward, guys. Go inward and trust, and then act on that trust. Okay? That was the message today. The big, big message today. Yes, Amy Lynn. Your nonsense makes sense. Yeah. Then do what you're meant to do, child of God. Again, that's going to come from inside of you. You're going to know that inside of you. And then do it. Don't ask for, clarity. You don't need clarity. You're already there. You're already there. Hey, Pepsi Ladybug. Hi, beautiful. So we're already there, guys. We're already there. Okay. We're doing snaps in 1 minute. Snaps in 1 minute. So remember, today when we do snaps, go inward. And just strengthen your own pillar now. Okay? All right. If you so choose. If you so choose. Okay. Here we go. This is our butterfly, and all y'all are on here because we work together. We are a team. There is no I in team. We work with our past loved ones also. Anytime you think of them, they are with us. This is us. Holding hands, big smiles on our faces, connected to our halo technology, connected into source energy, which is all colors of the rainbow. We are the golden butterflies. We work with earth, air, fire, water, and ether. We are alchemists, working also in the Christos spiral, which is the codex. We go from 2 strands of DNA to 12 strands and beyond. Okay, this is also our room. We're watched over, guided, and protected. There's no riffraff in this room for a reason. We have so many protections on it. Cat sent us this little toothless, so cute. We go through the door to become the butterfly. Yes, that was from Maya. And this is Forest Fairy's work. This is the dragon energy in here. The priest, the pan, the joker, the mother goose, the XOXO. You're safe in here. You're coming as your higher self here. No low vibrational beings are in this room for a reason. This is the magic. This is the Magdalenes. We work with the timelines. Yes, we switch timelines in here a lot. That is the hummingbird. And we go down rabbit holes in order to transmute them. Yep, we are the anchors on the earth. And the rainbow butterflies. Here is our daily armor of God invocation. Let's put that on. Today we rise in light. Today we walk as flame. We put on the helmet of truth. Our minds are clear. We wear the breastplate of light. Our hearts are pure. We lift the shield of faith. No shadow may enter. Here is our mountain that we're moving. Yes. It's a big old lucky hug for everyone in here, creating and empowering yourself. Go inward, guys. Go inward. We wield the sword of spirit. Our voice is power. We stand in the shoes of peace. We walk with purpose. Our grid is sealed. Our flame is online. Our codex is alive. We are the love. We are the light. We are the truth. We are. Peace, love, unity, and respect is what is in the 5D earth. Are you there? You're there when you choose to be there. Okay, here is our healing chain, and all these people have asked us to connect our energy with them so that they can heal themselves. So however you do that, with light language, with Reiki, with crystal healing, or with prayer. I'm going to call in Archangel Raphael and have him connect his energy to all these beautiful people and places. And we're going to send them love, light, and healing energy now. Miasatos koros priyata makorosiata. Miasatos koros priyata makorosiata. Miasatos koros priyata makorosiata. All right, amazing. All right, if you're doing work in the astral or remote viewing, take this with you. This is our rainbow butterfly dream catcher, which Chris made for us. So take that with you, but remember to take your dragon with you and to shield your energy. When you're riding around in your Merkaba, you got a shield. Okay. Now we're going to do the Aurelian Arc energy work, but we're going to do it a little different today. So, here we go. I want you to picture the Aurelian Arc around the earth. Yes, picture that arc. But this time, I want you to picture the golden energy in your heart and go inward into your kingdom. And just sit with that energy. Quietly, and breathe in and hold and breathe out through your mouth. In through your nose and hold, and out through your mouth. And just keep that golden energy right in your heart there. We're just going to sit in silence. We're strengthening our own pillars. You can even pull some golden energy from the arc into yourself. Picture that thread going opposite direction into you instead of out. All right, beautiful. Wow. Yeah, that I got goosebumps. Beautiful. Beautiful. Resting it in your heart. Yes. That beautiful golden energy is amazing. All right. We left off with Sylvia Browne, Life on the Other Side of Psychics Toward the Afterlife with in our charts we choose a themes. We choose primary and secondary themes that will serve the goals we chart to accomplish in our brief time away from the other side. For our life on Earth, this is kind of like this is exactly what codon is and secondary codons. So again, you can carry more than one of these because there's a main one and then ones that go at like branches, just like the codons. In fact, it is the codons. It's just different names for it. So we're going to talk a little bit more about that. Now, this is in first person, so I am talking as Sylvia Browne. So here we go. Infallibility. If you've ever met someone who seems to have been born with every possible advantage, you've undoubtedly met someone who chose an infallibility theme. On the surface, they inspire envy, but because their inevitable problems are rarely taken seriously, because they're frequently resented, and because they've received so many privileges without having to work for them, they're often uniquely vulnerable to self-destructive behavior and excesses, either to even their playing field with the less advantaged world around them, or out of a lack of the character that comes from earning what you have. Yeah. Intellectuality. Those with the intellectuality theme are driven by an insatiable need to study and constantly expand their knowledge. Ideally, they apply all that knowledge toward improving their world. Depending on their secondary theme, though, they might also hoard everything they learn and use it for no other purpose than to maintain a false sense of superiority. Yes. Irritant. Either you've run across a few irritants in your life or you're too young to be reading this. Irritants are the personifications of negativity. Always peeved, always complaining, always ready, willing, and eager to find fault, even in the people they claim to love the most. Their challenge is to overcome the innate negativity that is their nature. And our challenge when we're involved with them is to learn more about tolerance while refusing to indulge in their doomed point of view. Yes. Justice. The justice theme demands an endless pursuit of fairness and an active outrage against inequity. No matter how large or small, when God is at the center of the concept of justice, this theme is exquisitely advanced and has been carried by the heroic likes of the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Abraham Lincoln, Clarence Darrow, and Nelson Mandela. When the concept of justice is self-righteous, dark, and godless, this theme can inspire vigilantism and hate crimes. Lawfulness. Those who choose this theme are committed to defending the law of the land, which unfortunately is not always consistent with justice, and are typically our peace officers, lawyers, judges, and law professors. The finest are tireless public servants without whom we would be faced with constant anarchy. The worst abuse the power and technicalities of the law, and in the end, corrupt it. Leader. On the surface, the leader theme could seem enviable, but those with this theme invariably play it safe by choosing established areas in which to lead, without using their talents to innovate and break new ground. Elected officials, for example, have obvious leadership ability, but it's sadly common for them to ruffle a few feathers as possible once in office, rather than use the opportunity to make a significant difference for humanity. Loner. Loners are not necessarily antisocial. In fact, they can appear to be perfectly at ease in social situations. But for the most part, they are at their most relaxed and comfortable when they're alone. And they'll usually design lifestyles that will separate them from too much contact with other people, which they involuntarily find draining. Loser. People who choose a loser theme have as many blessings as anyone else, but they're so insistent on being the underdog in any situation that they find endless ways to squander whatever advantages they're given, and then blame everyone but themselves for their real or imagined hardships. They're easily bored if there's no melodrama in their lives, and will create it if they can't find it. Their challenge is to learn to contribute to society instead of demanding that society owes them. And our challenge, if there's a loser in our lives, is to learn when to stop bailing them out and make them start taking responsibility for their own problems. That's important. Okay, remember, they chose this, and we chose to be associated with those people. Whether we chose them to be our family and stuff, right? Manipulator. Manipulators are uniquely gifted with the ability to control other people's actions and emotions to their own advantage. When this gift is dedicated to the God-centered good of humankind, manipulators can be very influential contributors to society. When it's dedicated to nothing but the self-centered good of the manipulator, they can be destructive to anyone who fails to recognize that they're on the losing end of what's really nothing more than a power game. Yes. Passivity. The passivity theme is characterized by an extreme sensitivity to emotional discord and by a non-confrontational approach to disagreements. They express their opinions calmly out of a need to avoid the disruptions that arguments cause them. Their avoidance of confrontation is often mistaken for fear or weakness. And it's interesting that those two qualities are the first to disappear when the passivity theme is taken too much for granted. Patience. Those who choose the patience theme are aspiring for high advancement because few virtues are harder to find and maintain on earth. In fact, it's not unheard of for a spirit to tackle this theme for more than one incarnation in an effort to truly perfect it. Patience is a virtue. Yes. The patience theme guarantees lapses when stress becomes overwhelming, not to mention occasional resentment when those who demonstrate almost no patience at all seem to get more immediate attention and results. Wow, yes. Pawn. Pawns perform a critical function in the world because through their willingness to be manipulated, they are often a significant catalyst in a much larger event. For better or worse, it took a pawn named Judas, for example, to betray Christ and make a significant, if tragic, contribution to the birth of Christianity. It took dozens and dozens of pawns to bring down such destructive narcissistic frauds as Jim Jones, David Koresh, Charles Manson, and the leaders of Heaven's Gate. Obviously, the biggest challenge for the pawn is learning to discern which causes are worth contributing their energies to and which to avoid at all cost. Peacemaker. The peacemakers are so zealous in their abhorrence of violence and war that they can be ironically belligerent in trying to end them, much like some of the more notorious radical anti-war protesters of the 1960s. Their passion for peace far exceeds their passion for patriotism or any organization they might be affiliated with, and they're willing to go to almost any lengths to make sure their efforts get as much public exposure as possible, to throw a spotlight on their mission, and often on themselves as well. Their spiritual growth comes from learning that violence in the name of peace is still violence, and that they're actually perpetuating exactly what they're trying to destroy. Yes. Performer. Speaking of spotlights, the performer theme craves them, but not all performers find their way to the entertainment industry. They're just as likely to be the class clown, the office prankster, the first at the party with a lampshade on their head, the biggest spender at a bar or restaurant, or even the grinning, waving subject of a high-speed pursuit who refuses to just pull over and give it up. Too often, performers are dependent on others for their opinion of themselves, and the most successful among them learn to develop ways to become their own source of emotional and spiritual nourishment. All right. We're going to stop right there, and that is class for the day. So if there's anyone that would like to come up, I'm going to get us ready with the Song of Orion, which we do at 11:11. But until then, it is share time. So if anyone would like to come up, if you have something to share, now is the time. Oh, you're so welcome, Pepsi. You're so welcome. Aw, thank you, Mama Yaya. That was so cute. The little flower. Who's coming up? Oh, goody. Goody, goody. Earth Angel Amy Lynn. Awesome. See, you were in here for divine purposes.
Would you say I'm a performer?
Part of you, yes.
For my own. I get told
you,
all the time from my, my higher self, you don't have to perform.
Yeah.
And they already see who you are. You don't have to. But yet, my authenticity, it's something that I've done like all my life. I've been in talent shows and things like that ever since I was a little girl. And I think the reason why I'm coming up here today is to talk about how I had such that beautiful gift and how it was snuffed out when I was a child by the things that I went through when I was a child, and oh my God, heart, let go. And this is what happened when I jumped through this. I jumped through, I felt like I was quantum jumping on a jump rope. Okay, I still do. I still feel the energies. I still feel us all shifting. Okay, and driving in the car completely by myself yesterday, so many things came up and out, and being told I had to allow all these things to happen to you because you are the diamond that was in the ground. I had to, diamonds get formed under pressure. And this is the message that came in loud and clear while I was driving yesterday. You had to be formed like the jar of clay. I and then I hear, all of a sudden I hear this message coming in. Do you think that I did not hear you? Do you think that I did not see you? Do you think all those hours that you laid in a bedroom by yourself, crying into the air and to an empty ceiling, that I did not hear you, Amy Lynn? I heard every single word you told me, literally. I just didn't answer you because I was forming you like the diamond, the precious jewel that I need you to be now at this time. This is when you're ready. I had to make sure all these things, you were going to be able to handle them. I think of the things that people did to me when I was a child. And this is what came out, you guys. I'm not lying. All right, this came up yesterday. I had this an amazing interconnection with source, okay, with our creator, and the message is loud and clear. You did things that could have caused huge problems by staying quiet and keeping them things that happened to you, those "oh, I grabbed you there" type moments from total strangers, or I'm the babysitter that on the teenage movies everybody watches, and the guys have a crush on the babysitter. Hello, hi, I was that babysitter, okay? I was the one that was being drove home at night by guys that I just got done watching their kids and and their wives and things like that wanted to do things to me. Okay, these things fucking happened, and they happened for this reason right now. I have so many stories to help tell these children and these things that have happened. Okay, I'm just saying. And I got that message yesterday, loud and clear. Loud and clear. You said you kept families together by not saying anything. Well, now is your time, my love. Now is your time to say these things. Okay? Now is your time to share these stories. There goes the yellow submarine. That's our yellow submarine, just drove by. We all live in a yellow submarine. Get the flip out of here. I mean, and I'm driving and I get home and I write this all out in my journal because I heard everything that my father, my God of understanding, like my sister Christina talks about. I call him Dad. Okay, it's just my God of understanding. And we had a heck of a conversation. And pressure. Every single one of us here have been lied to, manipulated, formed under pressure, not just by our childhood, not just by everyday life. Okay, that song Queen does, dun 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 dun. That's real. Under pressure, pushing down on me, pushing down on you. For man, what for? Okay? What for? Live our lives. But I'm here to live my life as a messenger, as a voice for those who can't speak, and to give people strength and encouragement. So was I wrong to not tell my mom and dad what was going on with my next door neighbor's dad? when we were all trying to like play hide and seek or something, he would slide into the closet where I was hiding. Am I wrong for not saying something about that right then and there because of how I thought from within my pure heart, even though it happened to me? My
You were a
pure heart wanted to
child,
keep the
Lynn.
family
You were
together.
a child.
Yes.
He was the one in air, not you.
I'm not
And
saying
so,
that.
yeah,
What I'm
I
saying
see
is
that.
I kept what I'm saying, Tommy, is I kept a secret
I
for
kept
so
a secret for
long.
years. So did I.
Yes. I kept
Yep.
a secret. I mean, I'm letting you know now about this one. I've never told anybody
Yep.
this one. I'm telling all of you this one right now. My next door neighbor's dad, when we would play hide and seek, would come into the closet and touch me, okay, and do things. But because of my love for my friend and the family, I didn't say anything to anybody because I wanted to keep that family together.
That's
And
right.
and
Yep.
that's what God said. You have allowed things to happen to you
Yep.
that nobody else has, and you did the right thing by not being, this is the conversation that came in yesterday. You did the right thing by keeping that family together, even though you know in your heart it was wrong, you know, like now that, hey, this shouldn't have happened, I shouldn't have allowed these things to happen. You know, I've found a place to forgive, you know, and heal, okay? But like I said, these, we did this from a different, I'm seeing now from what from father is
Right.
is that I'm so proud of you type thing. You know what I'm saying? He's telling me, Yada, my child, I see you. Yada, my child, I heard you. Yada, my child, it is coming. We had to make sure that you were ready for what I am about to lay at your feet. You know, you get a message like that and you're driving and you feel it and you got tears rolling down your face and you're by yourself and there ain't nothing, nobody else talking to you, and you feel that, and you receive that, and you hear that, it is just so amazing. And the night before, right after we jumped, you guys, for some reason I was standing at the back door of my balloon game, and the sun was setting. You guys saw this connection of the City of Angels that I had with the sunset last week. This angel was holding her hands out the door, and I was throwing so much light language out the back door and out on the midway, and, you know, standing in the center, and I didn't care. I was doing this automatically, and tear down night, I go to bed, and on my phone, there's a message on Facebook that my daughter-in-law posted. I almost lost my granddaughter. My brand new granddaughter. She had to be life flighted the other day. And I didn't know why I was standing out in the middle of the thing, throwing my arms up or anything. But I mean, there's something that I saw as well. And then that hurt. And then I'm driving yesterday and that hurt come up, you know? And it's because of the jump that we just took. All right? If you're in front of me, I'm going to go, excuse me, I'm coming through. Pardon me, I'm moving up front. You know, I got this. You know, I'll see y'all over there, but I'm straightforward, baby. Duck Pond goes up this week. I mean, I've totally jumped into an actual another timeline. I've literally been told by my boss, don't hand out my business cards, you know, out of my game. I'm like, you know, this is like defiant what you're saying about people who use manipulation to get the things that they need. You know, I see it all. And what I see here also is these spots and these cities that we've been coming into, the show that was here prior to us, had riots, they had police, they had all sorts of trouble. Last week, where we were supposed to have that same issue, but we came in there and everything was smooth. And I had a talk with several people here, and they see it as well. We're coming through, we're cleaning up the mess that the other guys left behind, and we're laying out a new timeline. And the other day, our Ferris wheel stopped, our brand new nostalgic wheel, the beautiful mirror that's in the center that lights up and says things went out. There were a few people on the ride that was going around at the time that it went out. And it took them about an hour, and then they just shut it, because it was like an hour before we closed. So I get out there the next day, and I know, because we just jumped through a huge quantum jump, and I look at the wheel, and I'm told immediately, because you're here, because Rick's here, that thing shut down, and you just pulled this entire group of people through with you. They're on your timeline. This is your show. And so I want to tell you how it worked. He put us at the end of this row behind everybody, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like, there's an O on the ground, and I said, oh, he's putting, my negativity crept in and started saying, oh, he put us here because we're oddballs, we're this, we're that, the other side of me. And I said no, and I sat in my chair outside, and I accepted where I was, and I had things set up, and I said no. I'm an original. I'm omnipresent. This is my reality, not theirs. You can't get in. That's not happening. No. And then as soon as I said that, Rick comes back and says, well, roll it all up. We're moving. And I'm like, get out. It was like a test. And I had to sit and be comfortable with where I was. And this happened in a matter of minutes, you guys. Okay, a matter of seconds. And it was like you had to accept and be grateful where you were because you had a spot. It didn't matter. I had to let that other stuff that I just came through while I was driving here come up. I had to write 3 pages in my journal last night before I went into REM state, and get rid of the rest of it. And all I heard all day yesterday was the word yada. And if anyone doesn't know what yada means God sees you. God sees you. Every single thing that you do. Just because there's no where you coming from, that ain't happening. Just because you don't hear from your guides, or if there's a moment where you think you've been cut off or disconnected, just remember the word yada, okay? Because God sees us. And I was told that yesterday with a beautiful, beautiful connection. And I just had to share this with all of you, man, because it's just, it had to come off my chest, and nobody out here I can talk to. So it is what it is, and I'm going to have to make a video. I was shown the things that I am to do, and I don't want to speak them out too much because I don't want anything to interfere with it. But I was shown the things that I've got, I am supposed, I am to do, and just, y'all just watch Amy Lynn. All right, that's all I got to say. Y'all, if y'all ain't following me, hit that follow button, because there are going to be some things that I'm going to need all of you for when they come out, and the stories and things that I'm being told that I have to share now, okay? And I love all of you.
Yeah.
I love all of you so much, and I know y'all are on another level
Me too.
with what's going on and everything. I have to that was the purpose of the things that happened to me, because I have to be the voice for those who cannot speak. And that
Mm-hmm.
was the pressure that
Right.
was formed. Okay, anybody else want to take over? Give me a
Christina,
big hug,
well,
everyone.
I'm so proud of you, sweetheart. I mean, like when you have these realizations in God, you know, that's that's what I stand on firm bedrock, knowing that God will not give me more than what I can handle when it comes in, right? Like, and that's that whole, it's all in scripture and spoken that way. And for me, like, there are so many layers to this, sweetheart. And the fact that you're willing to get up, that we're all willing to get up and speak about this on a public forum like this, knowing that, you know, we don't know who's watching on the other side, because people are going to judge. Let them fucking judge. People are going to talk. Let them fucking talk. But I'm so proud of you for being the person that you are, and sharing your experience, strength and hope with everyone. Um, you know, uh,
That's what you're saying, sis. I don't mean to cut you off, but this just came in. That was another thing that something said, you know. And you were, I mean, all of you know who I am. Okay, most of you in here know who I am, know what I've been through, know what my family and I have gone through together, especially you, Christina, and Yaya. Mama Yaya's been there. And the thing is the strength and hope. I was told also, you, instead of you being like, knowing you're in this miserable crying state that you are in at night when you go home, because people don't see what's going on behind my door, okay? And I'm out there, you know, still sharing love with everyone else and reaching out to other people. That was another part that came in. Instead, you reached out to other people when it should have been the other way around. People should have been reaching out to you, but you were reaching out to them. And you kept that, you know, love, even though you were going through what you were going through behind closed doors. Nobody saw it, nobody knows, you know, but you kept that humbleness and that kindness and that grace about you. And thank you, because you're doing the same thing. We're doing the same thing together, and it's beautiful. Beautiful.
and it's knowing when to share, right? Like, so for me, you know, I wanted to tell my parents what happened, right? Like, and they're late in their years, and I stopped. And I'm like, why do I want to tell my parents? And then I have to ask myself the question, why? Because if I tell them, it's going to fucking destroy them. And why would I want to do that? They're going to see everything when they cross, right? That's the inevitable. And so I have to choose, and I have to look at my ego and check my ego before I speak to anyone today. And why am I delivering this message? And what's the purpose, right? Am I really getting divinely guided to reach out to this person and say something? Or is it my ego that wants me to do that? And somebody mentioned something that there, you know, is there a difference between patience and tolerance? And for me, there absolutely is. I can be patient and I will tolerate until it becomes an unsafe for my health, unsafe for my well-being, unsafe for my highest self. And that's when I change. That's when I change everything. That's when I form the boundaries. Even if it hurts, even if it sucks inside, even if I'm going to cry about it for months and months on end, but I freaking know what's best for me. And I think y'all know what I'm talking about without ever even bringing it up. But you know, what I see today, for that person is a very sad, sick, unfortunate man, and there is nothing I will do and can do for that person. Period. It's his
Gotta
journey
do
now.
his own. Yep.
It's his journey. And he will see all of this. He will see all of this before he crosses, because that's what's supposed to happen. That's what happens, is we see all of it. And so when you know, for me, I am clearing away all of the wreckage of my past, and there's layers. It doesn't stop. And there's going to be more. If anybody says that they're fully healed today,
No,
You
nope.
know, I'm gonna question that 100% because there is no such thing. We to
That part.
human is to err. To human is to we're perfectly imperfect. You know, I can't say I'm gonna do the best that I can to be the best version of myself with everybody that I surround myself with. But there is no one person out there that is perfect.
None.
None.
That's right.
And if they tell you that, then you need to question. Then you need to step back and take a look.
They're
You
not
know,
there. There's
ego.
not one person that's any better than anyone either. We were all put here on this planet to be created as equals, and so when you've got someone looking down on you or something because they got more material or something than you, they're not better than you either, and they're not perfect either.
Right.
Just like Christina's saying. All right, 100%. And what she's talking about, fully healed, do you guys think that I remembered what came up yesterday while I was driving? No, that was something that came through this jump to be healed and spoken about. I put things that happened like that so far down into me that I totally forgot these things
Mhm.
happen, and then they come up and it's like a movie screen. All
That's
right,
right.
I'm not gonna lie to you. It's like you're actually seeing a movie screen in
This
front of
is
you of
this
the
is your
moment.
ascension, sweetheart. This is
Yep.
why you're ascending, and the more healed that we become, the more gifts we have, the more we get to share with others in terms of like our experience, and to help others. Like I'm just getting like I'm hopped on here because I got up early this morning, did my thing, and finished my schoolwork, and because that's my priority today, right? Like that's for me. And one of the assignments that I had to do was this for my professional education class, in which I'm not going into teaching anymore, just saying. Like, after all of this shit that I'm learning, I'm like, well, it's a good thing I took this class because this is
Yeah.
redonkulous. But this code of ethics and the ethics behind what teachers have to do, and I was had to watch this
Yep.
YouTube and about this guy, this principal that had to go to one of the most unethical schools with for teachers in the country, and it was supposed to be a satire, but I'll tell you what, watching it, because it still exists out in this world, my stomach was freaking turning and twisting and sick, and how teachers cross lines left and right all the time, and to see where things need to change. Things need to change. And I can't do it. And another thing I was thinking about when I came into your room, Tommy, was when I first came back, and I had my profound awakening, and I didn't have the butterfly sanctuary, and I didn't know about the spiritual community or anything like that. um I really thought I had to do this all by myself. I really, in my mind, thought I was alone in this, and it was so insurmountable, and I had no idea how it was going to happen. And it was just like, I just did I was sick. Really, I was in spiritual psychosis, and that's all I can say that it was for me. And today, as I peel back all the layers and the layers and layers, and I trace my grace, and I really look at how life is meant to be lived today, and how short our time is here, and and to always lead with your right foot forward. Like, I have simplified it so much. Like, it just, so for those people that are newly awake, or experiencing these profound shifts, and all that, know that you're not alone, and you don't have to do it alone. It's not up to us alone. And our collective conscience, our thoughts, are more powerful than our avatars when we know, right? So when you're connecting to that collective conscience of peace, unity, love, respect, and healing, big time healing for this world, that's all we have to do. That's why we call it prayer. That's
Right.
why we call it, connecting our conscience. There's so many names for it. Different names, all the same narrative, right? Different roads, all the same location. As long as that's what they want. And then, there are those that don't want that. Don't forget.
Like the
So it's
yeah,
just a matter of how we want to live our lives, and what it is that, at the end of the day, what I want to feel when that time comes, because that's the goal, is clearing away all of it. So when that time comes, you are at complete peace with God, the God of your understanding, and just, and be part of all of that love abundance, everlasting. I mean, it's so beautiful. So just keep it
it's
simple.
in.
Seriously, keep it
Simple.
simple.
Like
Yep.
you
Keep it simple.
cannot even explain how much in a matter of seconds. That's another thing that I tell people out here when they're in this. I gotta have this materialistic thing or whatever, you know, and that you strive for these things and everything. You can lose everything in a second. In a second.
Mm-hmm.
So your
Mm-hmm.
omnipresence and the present moment is what it's what you're living your life like for is one breath at a time. You're aligning, you're peeling these layers off like onions, and shedding these layers, and you think that you're 56 years old and you face this one and you face this one and you allowed this one to come up and this, that, and the other, and uh you think, hey, I'm good, I've healed it all, and then all of a sudden, boop, oh no, you haven't. Hi, how are you? It's time for you to recognize me now, and bring this up and heal, and shed this layer and share this message. And when, like Christina said, when it happened, I was in psychosis as well, because I'm standing on a street corner holding a sign,
Yes, it is.
and hearing the messages. I mean, like, I had a 4-bedroom house with 8 acres of land. I could be sitting on right now talking to y'all. We could be sitting on my deck or whatever. And instead, I had to take that leap, and walk away from it and humble myself as well. I mean, I was brought to a humble space very quickly, and then it was like battle mode for me. And then all these people I don't know start coming and talking to me, and other things happen, and we think we're out here alone, and then someone shares a message with you, and oh, wait a minute, you came from somewhere, and I received this message, because I was walking around out here hearing what I was supposed to be hearing from my connection to it all, to the all. However, I was still, like Christina said, like, thought I was in
Yeah.
cuckoo in a white jacket, walking, spinning around in circles. And I
So,
just started talking. I just started talking on my own, and saying things, and throwing things up in the air, and like, dude, I don't know how many times I've stood in that other house trailer. And that's another thing. I lived in a wilderness, okay? Well, we all went into a wilderness state, and came out of that wilderness state, and we jumped into a quantum state, and now we're quantuming. And I, like, when this message came in, you were formed in the wilderness, and I'm like, I fucking lived in a wilderness. My house trailer's name was Wilderness. And you're telling me I was formed in the wilderness. And I'm like, what? I'm like, okay, because I don't know how many times I stood in that wilderness and yelled at the top of my lungs, why? Why am I here? Why am I going through this? What is going on? And then yesterday, yada, I heard everything. You thought I wasn't talking. You thought I wasn't communicating. No, yada, I heard you.
so I want to say something too. I mean, like, so you guys saw, I came when you basically have seen my whole journey, right? Like, I so for me, I know what I had in the past is going to come back because I have a clear present mind and I know what I'm doing this time, right? Like, I chose, when I go back and trace my grace, if I had made different decisions, things would be different today, but I made those choices. Those were my choices. All right. I chose. And thinking that I was with somebody that was like me. Again, I can't blame it on anybody else. I can only blame it on myself. And so today I know to take things very, very slowly. I also know that all of those things are coming back to me. I've had visions of it. And honestly, and I think today now, if some of the things that are coming for me, which I know are coming for me, I had when I was with that person would have squandered it, just like he squandered the rest of it, just like the things that he thought that he needed and that made me believe that I needed, right? And so today I'm doing it by myself. I'm doing it in silence. I'm doing it in to the best of my ability, but they're all coming and they are coming. And because I'm working hard towards them as well. And see it, say it, believe it, and move towards it and believe it. 100% believe it, because when you believe it 100%, don't ever let doubt come into your mind. Like it's a beautiful world when you have the right mindset today, and it is having to have the right mindset. It's not saying I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, and sitting and doing nothing, right? Like, or I want this, I want this, I want this, and you sit and you do nothing. It doesn't work that way. Nobody's going to show up with the key to your life. You have to go out and do it and find it. And nothing and I keep saying it, nothing changes if nothing changes. Nothing changes if nothing changes. Nothing
You
changes
gotta
if
be the
nothing changes.
change.
You
You've
know,
gotta be the change.
right? And so when I change, it changes everything around me.
Yep.
It changes everything around me because
It's
I'm making the
amazing when you
changes
see
within
that.
myself.
Is it not just amazing when you see that though? Like when that beautiful, like you and I have shared, conversations about this, about how you just be the change and you're on your journey, and if you just allow everyone else to do their thing, then something opens up, and it's like, wow, like I got I started reading the Nagamati, but I did like something so simple as taking a $5 tip from someone who had an autistic child, because I made that family's heart warm up. Okay, and I did that on my own. Nobody said, hey, do this, whatever. That was the pureness. And I took that $5 though, and I got a girl out here that's making breakfast for everyone. And I took that 5 that was given in love, and I gave that 5 in love to her to make Rick a meal in love for him to consume. And I just did that like full circle, walked around the house, came back in the house, and Val said something about, oh, you're going to be, you're so sweet, because I was talking to Val on the phone about it. And at the time that I was doing it, and she's like, you do things and you don't even realize you're doing things for other people, and then you're going to be gifted, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, and I get it, but I don't look for those gifts.
Yeah,
Okay.
no,
I
no,
don't, I do these things wholeheartedly, and
yeah.
then the gifts come in. And like, I got a new deck of cards. I got bracelets. I got 2 beautiful new shirts, and the gift that I didn't have to spend any of my own money that I worked
Cool.
so hard last week to make. It was just like, here's your gift. Now go shopping, And I was like, I'm not boasting or anything about it. I'm letting everyone know that those things, even the simplest thing is a butterfly flying in front of you when you're in a state of confusion, and there's a butterfly right there just flying in front of you and letting you know, no, you're not in a state
So
of
I am going
confusion.
to start reading a book called On Grief and Grieving, and I believe that this is going to help a lot of us. All right. And I'm going to do it on TikTok. I'm going to make a commitment to maybe 1 or 2 days a week. But I believe that this book that Angel Hoffman sent me, because it was something that she read and she thought it was going to help me.
Aw,
And so I
Angel.
I'm leafing through it and I'm like, holy shit, there are so many phases of grief, 5 stages of grief and loss that are so important for those that are grieving, whether it's the grief of a lost loved one, whether it's the grief of a breakup, whether it's a grief of a child that you're not speaking to. It's just, it all is, it's so relevant to so many things that are happening to, that's happening in our lives today. And so I don't know. I just, I'm going to start doing
I'm
this.
reading the
I don't want to
Nag Hammadi as
encroach on
well.
anybody's time. It seems like none of us are doing anything on the weekends except for Jules, and she does that, mirror
I
roulette.
work.
But I think I'm going to start doing it maybe Saturdays on the Shabbat so that,
I work. I'll
yeah,
have to listen.
but,
I'm doing the Nag
oh, I'm
Hammadi, and I'm
tired.
trying to do it every day at 2:00, if permittable. And that book has opened my eyes so much as well to the direct connection of what we are and everything. And it's right there in black and white as we're reading it. It literally says in the Nag Hammadi, spirituality is the only religion. It says it plain as day. They took this from us 17 centuries ago. All right. And it literally in black and white, I read it out loud to people. Spirituality is the only religion according to our divine creator and Yeshua, who walked this earth and came in creator form, all right, for all of us. It's amazing. So if you're interested in the missing teachings and things like that, it is something that I'm doing as well, dedicated. Val got hers. I think she was picking it up last night. We're going to do this together and use it as a stepping stone for everyone as well. And I think a lot of you will benefit from that as well. I'm just saying. It's helping me. I mean, even though we know what we know because of all of us together and coming together and listening to Tommy, reading about Sophia and listening to, it's just beautiful. This right here is amazing. Right here. Amazing. And that's you. All of us.
Absolutely. Okay, Nobi, welcome in. We've got 2 minutes till we're going to do our Son of Orion.
Love you, Iris. I love all of you. Thank you so much for being and allowing me to be in this present moment and allowing those things to come up, because I think it's going to help me so much more be able to speak to everyone as well on these things when I'm guided to. I do things as I'm guided. I don't jump ahead of things. I get the visions like Christine says. I allow the ebb and flow. Ebb and flow, baby.
Hey, Amy, who's the author of the Nag Hammadi? I'm trying to find a copy.
Okay, Michael, it is... Hold on. It's not really got an author. It's a bunch of scholars that came together theologically. They literally went and found the writings in the Nag Hammadi scriptures.
That's
in the preface.
God damn it.
Okay. They
Like
literally...
a Spanish book.
It's the revised and updated translation of a sacred Gnostic text. All right, this was done by Christians. This was done by theologians.
Got a brown outline on the cover and it's like a cream color in the center.
Make sure you get the one that says Nag Hammadi Scriptures, because that had to be deciphered from Coptic to English. And there were some in Germany, there were some in Italy, there were some in France, there were some in Egypt. All right, these things were all over. It took them years and years to put this together, is all I'm saying. And it's amazing.
I'm
All right,
glad they put it
let's
all
go.
together for us, so we got all the information that's been removed from the book.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, there's
All
still
right, here we
more.
go.
Orion,
Son of Orion.
Maria,
Do the
Kunal,
All right, guys, have a beautiful, beautiful day. Namaste. My soul knows your soul.
love
And
you
I love you.
all.
Namaste.
Mwah. Thank you so much.
Buongiorno tutti.
Ooh.